Greetings and salutations, my fellow YouTubians. Boy, I look more ridiculous than usual. Today for fun, and today is Tuesday. I don't know the date, I'm in the Philippines. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump on my motorcycle and we're going to take a little ride up what's called Palinpanon Road in the barangay, which is like the little city area of Candau-ay, which is behind Dumaguete. And we're just going to take a zoom up Palinpanon Road back towards the geothermal plant. And we're going to see what kind of trouble we can get into along the way. It's going to be exciting, so strap on your seatbelts, be safe, and off we go. Oh, he's got a lock the door. Security and safety is paramount. It's a halfway decent day. It's always sunny down towards Dumaguete and the coast, and as you head up towards Mount Talinas, which is that away, it's usually cloudy. It's got some cloud cover, but it's also a lot cooler up there, which is nice on real hot days. Because basically living in the Philippines, it's endless summer. That's the best way to describe it. So we're going to jump here on my latest acquisition, a Yamaha YBR 125G. This is a 125cc power horse. Actually, there's not much power. It's only about 11 horsepower. But for the Philippines, it's the perfect little bike. Looks like I already got scratches. Dang. Yeah, it's 11 horsepower. The roads here are kind of beat up, so you're not going that fast, usually 35 to 60 kilometers per hour. And it's good enough just for getting around. You can see it's got the off-road tires in the front and the back. That helps a little bit on the dirt roads and stuff. It's a bit of a help. It's a really small engine. Again, it's 125cc. Mounted on which is basically the chassis of a full-size motorcycle. The good thing about it is it's really comfortable, it's really easy to drive, it's very simple to drive. It's got good ground clearance, handles the bumps really well, and the downside is the only thing you can pass is basically another YBR 125G. A lot of expats actually have these. They're pretty popular. Yamaha's a decent brand compared to some of the Chinese bikes here that are being sold, even though those are getting better. So enough of that, let's go for a ride. Put my helmet on. Right. Ooh, listen to that throaty roar. Oh, listen to it stall. So I got 1,400 kilometers on this. Now, usually people wave as you drive by them, but I have a feeling people are going to be too busy staring at me strangely with this camera mounted on my head, so keep your expectations low. Unlike the United States, you'll see that most of the roads here are made of concrete. Not your typical streets and highways that are made with asphalt. Now, I guess this is okay here because they don't have to deal with frost heaves and stuff. And probably because in the summertime the asphalt will melt and drip away. It's an elementary school right here. Usually the kids are out doing some activity. Alright, coming up on our left is what's called a multi-cab. It's made by Suzuki in Japan. And after about 60,000 kilometers, there's another multi-cab right here. After about 60,000 kilometers, they send them to the Philippines And what they usually do is they chop them in half, which qualifies them to be surplus. So they don't have to pay an import tax on them. And then they reassemble them here in the Philippines, and they have to switch them from right-hand drive to left-hand drive. So there's a lot of chopping and welding that goes on. But the thing about it is those things only cost about 3,000 pesos, which is about, I'm sorry, they only cost about 880 to 200,000 pesos, which is like $3,500 to $5,000. I'm sorry, it's about $3,000 for a multi-cab. And the price is negotiable, you can usually talk them down. See, this is why it's good to have off-road tires. Constantly working on something. Oh, ahead of us is a jeepney. And a tricycle. These tricycles in Dumaguete are the biggest tricycles in the Philippines. They can fit like 6, 7, 8, sometimes 9 Filipinos on them. They don't like when I take them because I take up a lot of space. And right ahead of us is a jeepney. Now these jeepneys are actually leftover chassis from World War II, the Willys Jeeps. So the bodies on them are about 60, 70 years old, 70-year-olds plus. And what they did was, again, they chopped them in half, they extended the bodies, and they made them into like little small buses. And as you can see, this bus ahead of us is full, and they got some people hanging off the back. This is actually not too bad. They can really get overloaded when they got, 10, 15 people sitting on top as well. But again, it's a testament to necessity being the mother of invention that you see a lot of these jeepneys still on the road, still doing, doing their thing. It's pretty cool. Tierra Alta, which is coming up on our left. There's some areas in Dumaguete where these like luxury communities are going up. They're basically owned by very wealthy Filipinos or very wealthy foreigners. Yeah, exhaust pipes are optional. There's another multi-cab and another multi-cab. That's the road to Valencia. This is really nice right here. See these areas behind Dumaguete. Dumaguete, someone best described it as pretty much a shithole surrounded by really nice areas. This is one of those nice areas. Dumaguete got too big too fast from what I'm hearing. And it's really dusty, dirty. And there's just way too many people. Again, up here to our left is Tierra Alta. We're not going to go up there. But I've actually been up there a few times. It's actually a really nice swimming pool area that you can go into. And it's really nice. But it's actually already getting cooler, and we haven't ascended that much. We haven't gone up that much. It's a tile store. There's no carpets here in the Philippines. Everything is tile. And it's actually really nice. It's easy to maintain. It's easy to clean. This little trickle of water, when there's flooding and when there's torrential rain and stuff, this area can actually be pretty dangerous. This whole area can become flooded right here to the right. I'm actually going to stop right here. Because this area, I I love driving by this, especially coming on the way back. It's pretty picturesque. Again, it's a testament to this island system being created by basically fire and water. The volcanic creation, and over time the water is slowly eroding it down. Tierra Alta is actually up top there. That's where the clubhouse is. You can't see it. You can see it on the way back. But again, a lot of this area reminds me of that game Far Cry 3. And there's a baka, there's a cow, just doing his cow thing right there. This is a cargo tricycle. Again, the things they can do with a motorcycle and what they can carry on it sometimes blows my mind. I've seen full-grown pigs on tricycles. I saw one loaded down with firewood today that it must have weighed at least like over a ton. Off to the right, you can see some steam coming up. We're starting to get into the geothermal area. There's actually a huge geothermal plant up here on Negros. It supplies a crap load of power, not only to Negros, but to a number of the surrounding islands. As a matter of fact, with the devastation on Leyte with Tacloban and Typhoon Yolanda, I guess some of the power is diverted there at times. Now this road's, I heard that as a result, this was a result of flooding, that this road got severely damaged, so they're rebuilding it. It'll probably take about 5-10 years. I actually came up here filming yesterday, but I came during shift change, and all the workers up at the geothermal plant, they take these vans back, so it was just a endless procession of vans. And there was so much dust, it was just ridiculous. So, I'm trying it again today. You see what the Filipinos do when they're dealing with dust and exhaust? They put their hand over their mouth. It seems to work pretty good. Swallowed a bug. A couple dongs. Dong is how you refer to a young man. Dai is young woman or girl. There's a cutoff though. I think if they're like 17 or 18, you're not supposed to call them dong or dai anymore. I like this little area too. It's pretty cool. Whoa, we're going over. It's a nice little scenic vista too. From my driving around on the Philippines, I haven't been to too many islands. I've only been to Luzon and Negros. But you see this a lot, these scenic vistas. This is really a beautiful country. In a lot of ways, it is paradise. Uh-oh. Big truck. Jeepney! And for any of you climbers out there, there's a lot of like cliff faces that you can take advantage of here. You can see all the dust coating all the vegetation on the right and left. That's a lot of dust. And also, Filipinos use their horns a lot. It's not like in the United States where you honk at somebody when you're pissed. It's just to give people heads up that you're passing them. or that you're coming to an intersection or whatnot. So it's just little, those type of things. Oh, when trucks are coming at you, they flash their high beams, or when cars are coming at you, flash their high beams. Again, at intersections, oh God, I think it was a cockroach. At intersections, there's no stop signs or lights or anything, traffic lights. So, hey, I got to do a video about that at some point, especially at rush hour. Here that are built here, these ditches are basically used so that the road won't flood out. See a lot of these. Because when it rains here, man, cats and dogs is nothing. It's brutal. On my motorcycle and I know it's gonna rain, I basically just wear like board shorts, bathing suit, and I have like a poncho, throw that on. It's all good. Alright, now we gotta be careful up here, because the first time I came through this neighborhood, I hit this speed bump, doing about 30 kilometers an hour, and I almost lost it. Also, when I first moved here, I used to like to take the bike out and just drive around and get lost. It's a nice little overlook too, you can't really see it. And I was trying to find the town of Valencia, and I went this way and I got lost. But actually getting lost here is a lot of fun, because you got Google Maps, you just whip your phone out, and it brings you back home. I forgot what the type of tree is. It's huge. Dongs in the street. You can see the yellow water. That's actually from the sulfur that's coming out of all these steam vents and stuff. It's actually, as you get closer to the geothermal plant, the water actually turns red. The waterfall. This guy's doing exactly what I'm doing. He's just cruising along, enjoying the view. You'll see this, there's a sign here with the horn on it. They want people to honk their horns as they're coming up on this turn. But I'm not gonna, because you guys will think I'm passing them. Alright, here's some more of those steam vents. on both sides of the road here. Actually, if we go back a ways and take a side road, there's Red River waterfall up there, and there's also some hot springs and stuff, and that's where the water really gets red, and that's why they call it Red River Valley. Hey. But this geothermal energy is being tapped here in the Philippines for energy, because it's got a huge population explosion going on, and resources are having a hard time keeping up with the demand. I think I said poisonous gas. I don't know. I'm just sitting in it. Oh well. I do feel kind of lightheaded. Off to our right, here's another multi-cab. Oh, well, there's the waterfall right there. There's the road. And another multi-cab. I'm actually thinking about getting a multi-cab. They're very practical. They get good gas mileage. They only got a 660cc engine. Basically a large motorcycle engine. They're easy to fix. Filipinos have had them for decades, and they know the ins and outs and how to fix them really easy. The only downside is they don't radiate sexiness as much as I'd like. Getting cool now. I got a tank top on, and I should have worn a t-shirt. The only downside about living back here is the omnipresent cloud cover. The mountains create their own little weather pattern. Actually, each of the islands actually creates its own little weather pattern. So you really can't tell what the weather's going to be like at any given time. Kind of like New England. Well, we got a pack of Ascals right here. Ascals are wild Filipino dogs that cause a shitload of traffic accidents, like this guy is. It's actually pretty cool. Something about the Ascals. In certain areas, as you travel around the island, there's different types of Ascals. Alright, this is the checkpoint, and I can't go any further up because the guy's going to yell at me. Philippines National Police checkpoint. Further up is the power plants. And you also got these all over the Philippines, these basketball courts, and they're building the roof for it now. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Ascals. Yeah, as you go around to different areas of the Philippines, you'll see some Ascals that look like Corgis, you'll see Ascals that look like Border Collies, and all the Ascals in a certain area will look basically the same way. And this Ascal looks like he's going to attack me. He just looks pissed off. And this right here is a Sari. These are little stores that are little mom and pop organizations. Outlets that you find all over the Philippines. This one is Scenic store, and they sell cigarettes, soda, candy, little essentials, soap, whatnot, ice cream, halo. And they see that right ahead of me is this little barbecue right there, and that's where they make the street barbecue on. That stuff is delicious, even the chicken intestines. And I'm sure somewhere around here is a video game machine. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this little excursion halfway up to the power plant before we got stopped at checkpoint. I just noticed this guy's got a pretty cool little porch up on top of his house. That's groovy. Alright, till next time, people. Bye.